Here we are on my phone. I'm using an iPhone, and you can see some of my favorite photo editing apps. We're going to be using Photoshop Express. So if you have it downloaded, go ahead and click on it to open it. It's going to open the app, and it will probably open up images that are in your sort of camera roll or the latest photos that you've taken. I've found that it's easy to actually organize your photos on your camera into albums if you can do that. So on my phone, I'm using an iPhone. This might look different to you, but if you select photos, you can actually add them to an album by selecting multiple ones. And we're going to be using these ones, which are RAW and JPEG images. I'll say add to album. I'll create a new album. I'll just call this Photoshop Practice. So now if I go to Photoshop Express, I can change from all photos to a specific album, which allows me to pick the photos that I want to. So let's go down to Photoshop Express Practice. And so now it's easier for me to see the photos I want to work with. You also saw if you click that button in the top center, you can choose photos from your camera, meaning you can take photos. You can access photos from your Creative Cloud library if you do have an Adobe account, from Facebook, Dropbox, Google Photos. So if you do want to send these files to your Photoshop Express app from Dropbox, that would be the easiest way. So that's how you get your photos into Photoshop Express. Before we start editing, I do want to just give you a brief overview of the other options you have. If you click the menu button in the top left, those three lines, you'll see your settings. So you can sign in with an Adobe account or a Google or Facebook account. You have your preferences, which you can go there, which is to connect accounts, which is perfect for sharing your photos, which we'll get to later on. Down below, you have some image options. So resizing your images if you want to save them at a specific size so they don't take up as much room when you save them. You can choose one of these specific sizes or leave it as original. For adding a watermark, you can add a watermark, either an image or text. So an image would be like a logo, which would be cool. You have your JPEG quality. This is also for when you're saving your photos. It's default set to very high on 85%. As a professional photographer, I like my photos to be 100% max quality. This will take up more file space on your phone. You might want to put one of these lower options. So you'll find a couple more options there you can go through. In the top right, if you hit those three buttons, you can change the view to more of a singular photo view so you can see your photos a little bit more clearly. At the top, underneath the main menu, you have your Edit Images and your Make Collage button. So collaging is one of the biggest aspects of Photoshop Express. We're not going to dive into it too much in this class, but it's a way that you can put together photos by selecting them, creating a layout, which is cool for sharing on social media. But we want to actually go in and edit our photos, so we're going to start doing that in the next lesson. I will say that Photoshop Express doesn't work with all raw photo files. We are able to use all of these photos, which came from a Canon camera, a Fuji camera, but I did test it with the Sony camera and it wasn't able to read the ARW files from Sony. They might fix that in the future. We also have some JPEG images because I wanted to show you the capabilities. This top photo was actually taken with just my iPhone, and the second one with the Fuji, but I wanted to show you how you can take amazing photos and edit them of products with your smartphone. Awesome. So in the next lesson, we're going to start editing.